Hello everyone. Today we're going to be building some more wild animals. Some of you may know I went to Florida a couple months ago. I caught a lot of animals down there and I wanted to start trying to build them out of Lego. The first animal I built was the brown Enola. Here's the footage of the next animal.
Alright, we're out at the bayside looking for crabs. And right under here I see this guy. Let's get him.
So I did not end up getting that crab that I saw the first night, but I did end up finding a lot more. This was the first larger one that I caught, but it was still smaller than that initial one that I found. I was still able to catch a pretty good sized crab and get a good look at it. Then after catching this, I found the biggest one that I had seen.
Take to the skies, my boy. There he goes.
Here's the build that I made out of Lego. I wanted to keep this a small and simple build. I have a much larger crab build that I put more of my effort into. Also tried to make this pretty simplistic in case anybody else wanted to try to build it. This one also isn't the most accurate to the real life version since it's missing a few key details, one of which is the little hairs on the legs. But it is a pretty good representation of the real life creature. You can see I added some claws at the front and the right amount of legs. Use some of those round plates with the bars in the back for the eyes. Looks a little silly, but I think it works for a smaller build. Now for anyone who wants to build this, I included a tutorial here as well. Just like the brown Enola video, I wanted to give some facts while I build this. So some fun facts I learned about the ghost crab is that they're named after their appearance. Their tannish white color scheme allows them to blend into the sand pretty easily. Where I went in Florida had some pretty white sandy beaches, so this crab's color matched in pretty well. It was difficult to spot them and took a couple hours of time looking for them to eventually catch them. It takes a lot of effort and trial and error to catch the bigger ones as well. Another interesting fact I learned about these guys is that they have 360-degree vision. You could see in the video that I included at the beginning that their eyes stick up from their bodies. This is what gives them the ability to see all around them. Just like other crab species, the ghost crab is an omnivorous scavenger. This makes them very beneficial for the ecosystem since they clean up after other animals. They're also nocturnal and spend most of their time in burrows during the day. Their tunneling systems are pretty complex, with some of their burrows being 4 feet deep. When looking for the crabs myself, I found a lot of them outside their burrows. This makes them pretty tricky to catch since as soon as they see you, they retreat into their tunnel. These guys are different from oceanic crabs since they can live on land. Just like other terrestrial crab species, they have a set of specialized gills. Their gills constantly have to be moist to be able to breathe. During the nighttime, they'll periodically go down to the ocean. They can get the moisture they need for their gills in the water or the damp sand around them. Staying in the water for too long can cause them to drown since they're not meant to live there forever. Another reason these guys are pretty tricky to catch is because they're super fast. They can run up to 10 miles an hour and disappear into the sand very easily. These guys also shine under a black light too. I didn't use one while I was in Florida, but I'll have to try it next time. That's about all the basic facts that I have for these guys. So for the rest of this video, I can talk about the strategy I use to catch the crabs. A lot of families will look for them in the middle of the sand. This is good for them since they end up finding the little guys that they can show off to their kids. But if you want to catch the bigger ones, you're going to have to look elsewhere. You can get lucky and find them migrating to the ocean at night, but I have better luck finding them up near the dunes or in the water itself. I caught all the crabs through looking for white dots in the water. You have to look far in the distance since they will retreat into the water. But if you go to where you last saw them, sometimes they'll wash up onto the sand and you can catch them if you're fast. You do have to be patient since you have to wait for the right wave to bring the crab onto the sand. Once it's there, you can scoop it up pretty quick. Make sure to release them since they are wild animals and shouldn't be messed with for very long. And now with that, our build is complete. The little trick I used for this build is bending out one of the droid arms just a little bit. This makes it so all the legs aren't facing in one direction. It also fills the space between the back legs and the side legs. I did like how this little ghost crab turned out. It's definitely not my best build by far, but I think it's good for what it is. I was hoping to make this little guy for anyone interested in building him. I have a few more smaller builds from the stuff I caught in Florida. I did make one large build that also happens to be another crab. If you're interested to see any more of these, let me know in the comments. You can also flip around the front claws like this if you think this looks better. I prefer it the other way since I think it looks a little bit more accurate to the real creature. Now that it's finished, we can add it up onto my shelf. Now I'm storing everything that's not a dinosaur in this little corner. You can see I had the Rancor, the stuff from Minecraft Live, and the brown Enola all up here. And now we add our little ghost crab. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Bye!